And today we're doing a late Sunday brunch. This is at 10 o'clock now. We've done some work outside, but we're just getting our first meal of the day. And a couple of people said they would like to see a Tamagoyaki omelet made. So I'm going to do one today for the family to go along with the rest of our meal, which includes some Asian noodles, some bread that Mrs. SG made. So let me turn you around. So not a ton of ingredients to make the Tamagoyaki. We're going to use 4 eggs. We're going to use a little bit of soy sauce, about a teaspoon. You can put different seasonings in yours, but we actually have an Asian seasoning that we got from the Great Wall Market store up in Falls Church, Fairfax, Virginia area. And it has seaweed and a bunch of other seasonings. We're going to lightly sprinkle in one of our layers for the Tamagoyaki. And you need some type of oil, butter, olive oil. We're using a combination of butter and olive oil to coat our pan. So we're going to break our eggs. And one ingredient I didn't put out that I always put in our omelets is just a pinch of milk to make it creamier. So let me mix everything up for the omelet minus the seasonings, and we'll get it into our Tamagoyaki pan. So we have our eggs beaten with a little bit of cream added, and we're going to add in a little bit of soy sauce. And obviously, because we've got the soy sauce in here, we don't need any salt added. We're going to blend this together. And one of the tricks to the Tamagoyaki that I read is you want the egg mixture to be a little bit thinner than it usually would be for American style omelet. And the soy sauce helps with that, and the milk helps with that too. So we've got it blended up. It's nice and thinned out. We've got our pan heating up, so we're going to start our pan off with a light coating of butter with olive oil added, and we're going to roll our Tamagoyaki, and each time we roll it, we'll rebutter the pan to make sure it's not sticking. So we're going to add in our first portion of egg mixture, and we want just enough to coat the pan. We're going to put it in, and we're going to stir it around, and we're going to let that form, and then we're going to roll it. So traditionally, I guess chopsticks are used to roll the Tamagoyaki. I'm not that much of an expert, so I'll be using a spatula to roll ours. So one thing I guess I should definitely have pointed out about the Tamagoyaki pan, it's curled on one side and one side is flat. So when the egg mixture firms, we're going to start on the curved end, we're going to roll it to the flat end, we'll grease the pan, we'll slide it back there, and then we'll make sure it's oiled and add more egg mixture, and we'll keep repeating that process until it's done. So our first roll is done. Apologies for not recording that, but I needed 2 good hands and you couldn't see from the camera anyway. So now I'm going to add more egg mixture, and this time I'll add our seasonings in. So hopefully you can see over my shoulder. I'm going to do the same thing we did before. Make sure our egg mixture is covering the pan. And this time we will be adding in a little seasonings. And this is a combination of seaweed, garlic, a few other mixtures. So we're just going to lightly put this in. And I guess one of the things over in Japan is Tamagoyaki is served at a lot of sushi restaurants. And the Tamagoyaki is like an appetizer, And based on how well the chef does the tamagoyaki determines if people actually want to eat the sushi there. So I guess it's a combination of a gourmet omelet and sushi. At least that's what I read. So I'm going to get this one rolled now and keep repeating the process, and every other step I'll add in a little seasoning. And it's okay to take your pan off of the heat if you need to as you roll it. Make sure you don't overcook your omelet, which I think the one that I made the first time might have been slightly overcooked. And we're just using a paper towel to re-oil our pan as we get ready to make more layers of the tamagoyaki. So it's a pretty easy process. I don't think you guys want to see me do 2 more rolls, so I'm going to get this done, and then I will bring you guys back when we get ready to cut it and enjoy our meal. So I called an audible at the last minute. We're going to put a little bit of mozzarella cheese in the last layer before we roll it. So I'll add that in the description below. Alright, family and friends, so we are sitting at the table with our tamagoyaki, and you can see it's a nice rolled, so it's different layers of flavor, and we've got the seasoning packet which has seaweed, sesame seeds, garlic, a few other things in it for a hint of flavor, plus the soy sauce and a little bit of cream. So I'm going to go ahead and take a test, and I'm having a light brunch because I need to lose weight. We've got some
You didn't like a sushi.
so he took the sushi to heart and he's trying to eat his. I'm going to use a fork with mine. So I'm going to take a bite for a mukbang moment, and I'm glad I called the audible with the cheese. I'm just used to cheese omelets, but you could always leave that out. You can add whatever seasoning you want into yours, as much as you want, as little as you want, but I think this will be perfect for me. This is delicious.
You said it's usually eaten as an appetizer, but it tastes like a main dish now.
Yeah, I think you can eat it either way. Where my wife was saying that I'd mentioned it can be an appetizer at sushi restaurants, but there are bigger tamagoyaki pans, and actually one of these probably would be a good meal for one person. We just shared ours. But their vendors and their pans are twice the size as what we have. They have 10 pans, and one video I saw, the guy, I think he had 6 pans that he was doing because they were selling it as a street food. And he went through the process. It takes a good 10 minutes to make one, but if you're doing 10 or 20 at a time, and you got a good process, and then people would get theirs, and then they would eat it, grab it in a tray, and it would be a street food. They get it and go. But I am really glad that we invested in our small one, even if we're sharing. But if we wanted to make one tamagoyaki for each person, we just put it under a heating dome to keep them warm until we all sit down and eat. But we're going to sit down and enjoy our meal and get back to it. This is our Sunday brunch. I'm not sure what day it'll go out on, but we still have a lot of work to do. We have perfect sunny weather here for a change. And we got lots to do, lots of weeding, lots of bed preps, trees that need to be transplanted. I need to trim our grapevines this year because last year I did not trim the grapevines. I slipped up on that. And we got a very poor grape harvest because obviously the grapes grow on new growth. So this year we're gonna go beast mode on them and we're gonna trim them back. So next year we get a great grape harvest. So anything to add, SK2?
So that is oil.
Chili oil. Oh, actually, I may put a little chili oil on my omelet too. They're doing the noodles, which I'm not partaking in. But you eat what you want. It's a spicy noodle, not the spicy nuclear noodles, but a spicy noodle. So anything to add, SK1?
No.
Okay, you may know, sir.
No, sir.
Thank you. Anything to add, Mrs. SG?
We're good waiting on dehydrator.
Okay, yeah, we've got our mushrooms dehydrating behind SK2. So we're gonna finish up our meal so we can get at it. So as always, this is Rob, the Sapper gardener, representing Essayons Family Garden, saying God bless our great country America, you wherever you reside around the world, your garden, your harvest, your kitchen, your meals, and especially your family, even the silly ones, that they have health, success, and prosperity as we do. Take care, Sapper out, and
SK2 out.
louder.
SK2 out.
Thank you. Take care, everyone.